Hola, bienvenido o bienvenida a otra clase. Welcome back. And today we are looking at lesson 8, clase número 8. So today is an exam practice. So just before we start, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what will be in your PDF file, or if you choose to print it, your little booklet. So this is what you will see linked to this lesson, lesson 8, exam practice. And you will see the Spanish text and then the English translation. You've also got a map, and then you've got a link, which if you click on the link, it will take you to a bigger version of the map if you want to use it for further practice. This is a map of a village called Los Alcázares in the region of Murcia. It's just an example of a typical Spanish town. Okay, so this lesson is going to be a little bit different because I won't be sharing the screen at the first part. I'll be reading the instructions, the indications in Spanish, and the idea is that you imagine that you're in the car and I'm your examinador and I'm telling you where to go. So it'd be really good if you could grab a pen and paper and write down where you think you should be going in Spanish. Then we can do a translation of it and check if it was correct. And this is something you can listen to a few times until you know exactly where you should be going in Spanish. Okay, let's have a look. So imagine we're in the car. Hola, buenos días. ¿Qué tal? Blah, blah, blah. And then we're in this town and I'm telling you where we're going. So I would say, I might state where we are first. Estamos en la Avenida de la Libertad. So a lot of the times they're going to name the names of the main streets in Spanish. So I'm saying I'm in Avenida de la Libertad, which is the name of the street. Ok, estamos en la Avenida de Libertad. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos en la tercera calle a la izquierda. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos a la derecha. En la calle de García Lorca. Y aparcamos en el primer sitio disponible. Obviously, this is going to be something where you would be driving along and there would be breaks in between each indication. So let's try it like that, where I'm going to pause and you're imagining you're in the car and you're seeing where you would be going. So let's do that again. Estamos en la Avenida de la Libertad. Continuamos todo recto. So we're going straight on. Continuamos todo recto. Torcemos en la tercera calle a la izquierda. Where would you be going? Have a think about that. I'm going to repeat that just again. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos en la tercera calle a la izquierda. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos a la derecha en la calle de García Lorca y aparcamos en el primer sitio disponible. Aparcamos en el primer sitio disponible. So now I'm going to share the screen so we can see what's been going on. And this is the text that I was reading. The purple is always in Spanish and the black in English. So I'm telling you that we're in Avenida de la Libertad, Libertad Avenue. So if we click on the map, let's have a look at that together. So we were starting our exam here in Avenida de la Libertad. And I said, continuamos todo recto. So we carried all the way straight on. Y torcemos. Torcemos could be a new word. Torcer is the same as the verb girar. So please take a note of this. Torcer and girar are the same thing, which both mean to turn. Once again, when we use the amos or the hemos ending, it's referring to we. So a lot of the time when you're in the car, they use the we rather than you, like we turn, the third, whatever. In this case, it's the third street to the left. Torcer, girar is to turn. So let me go back into the map. Torcemos, estamos en la Avenida de la Libertad y torcemos en la tercera calle. Primera, segunda, tercera. Calle de la Huerta. So the name of the street is Calle de la Huerta. Do I need to know all the names of the streets? No. But do I need to know some of the main streets of the town? I believe so. I think it can really, really help in the exam if you know the main ones. Like this example here, Avenida de la Libertad, Avenida 13 de Octubre, Avenida del Ferrocarril. It just helps. Even if they do give you indications of where to go, it makes it easier for you when you're driving around if you know that. So this was Calle de la Huerta. So far we're starting out in Libertad or Liberty Avenue. We continue straight and turn left on the third street, which is Huerta Street, Calle de la Huerta. Then I said, continuamos todo recto. So we go straight on. Y torcemos a la derecha. We go straight on down Huerta Street and we take a right. So let's have a look where we are on the map. So we've come down here, Avenida de la Libertad, torcemos a la derecha, Calle de la Huerta. Vamos todo recto y a la derecha. We've taken a right. Calle del Molino. So now we're along here, Calle del Molino. Calle del Molino, why am I getting... it was the third right, my apologies. Entonces estamos en Calle de la Huerta 1, 2 y 3, o primera, segunda, tercera. So we should have turned here at Calle Federico García Lorca, because it was la tercera calle a la derecha. La tercera calle a la derecha. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos a la derecha. Estamos en la Avenida de Libertad, continuamos todo recto y torcemos en la tercera calle a la izquierda. Continuamos todo recto y torcemos a la tercera derecha en la calle de Federico García Lorca. Y aparcamos en el primer sitio disponible. So, as you know, primero, primera is first. The first available space, disponible, is available. So if they say to you, aparca or aparcamos en el primer sitio disponible, you need to park in the first available spot. This one's a bit tricky to kind of go off a map through a lesson recording, but this is something you could do where you could make your own scenarios up, or even if you've got a way of getting out and practicing in the car, if you've already got your British driving license, you've still got your 6 months on it and you can go out and practice, or it's something you can even do where you can do a usual route and then come home and write down how that would be in Spanish and practice it like that. So I've got another one now that I've completely made up with no map, which is just where we would be going, imagining we're starting out at any point, not necessarily needing to look at a map for this one. So I'm imagining that I'm in the car, it's the day of my exam, and I'm told, es tu turno. Quiero que me lleves a la farmacia. Quiero que me lleves a la farmacia de la Avenida de Libertad. ¿Sabes el camino? Sí. Vale, muy bien. Aparca cerca de la puerta de la farmacia. O no. Vale, te explico. O te doy indicaciones. So this is a second scenario where I've not used a map. I've just imagined we're in the car and we're starting out and we're saying, well, they're saying to you, it's your turn. I want you to take me to the pharmacy on Avenida de Libertad. Do you know the way? So if you've learned your way around, you would say, yes, sí. And maybe they would say to you, muy bien, good. And they tell you to park near the door of the pharmacy when you get there. Or if you don't know, they would maybe use some vocabulary or sentences like, vale, te explico. Okay, I will explain to you. O te doy indicaciones. I will guide you, I will give you directions or indications of how to get there. So this is more of an easier one to follow, imagining you're already in the car. Es tu turno. It's your turn. Okay. Quiero que me lleves a la farmacia. I want you to take me to the chemist. Quiero que me lleves a la farmacia. I'm not going to translate all of the street names because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because the street names are always going to be in Spanish no matter what. As an official name of something, you wouldn't normally translate that. I want you to take me to the chemist on Avenida de Libertad. Do you know the way? ¿Sabes el camino? So this could be a very important one to learn. Do you know the way? ¿Sabes el camino? Sí or no? So if you do, you would just say sí. Sí. Todo perfecto. And they would say, okay, very good. Vale, muy bien. Park near the chemist's. Park near the chemist's door. Aparca cerca de la puerta de la farmacia. I know it's so tricky because there's so many de here, but as long as you listen out for the main words, es tu turno. Quiero que me lleves a la farmacia de la Avenida de Libertad. ¿Sabes el camino? Or we might be able to say a substitute for ¿sabes el camino? Would be, I'm going to put this in big, so please take a note of this. ¿Sabes a dónde vas? Which would basically translate to, do you know where you're going? ¿Sabes a dónde vas? El camino, ¿sabes el camino? Do you know the way? Or ¿sabes a dónde vas? Do you know where you're going? Two important ones, because a lot of the time you are asked that, you are expected to know more or less your way around the city or town where you're taking the exam. Vale, muy bien. Aparca cerca, so park near or close, or la puerta could be a new one that we haven't seen before, the door, or plural, the doors, las puertas. We've seen la farmacia in our lesson with the places. Vale, te explico. Te explico, I will explain to you. Te explico. So, okay, I'll explain. Vale, te explico. I'll explain to you, or I will give you directions. Would be, te doy indicaciones, or te doy direcciones. It could be either one. This is a lesson that really I would suggest the best thing to do would be to get in the car and to have a drive around, even as a passenger if you can't do that as a driver, and to take some notes in English of where you're turning and where you're going. Try to translate that into Spanish using the vocabulary you've got in this lesson and previous lessons, and just keep practicing. Or get somebody to send you some recordings on WhatsApp or whatever of where to go, and you try to translate them, try to make it into a little bit of a game. It's very difficult, this part, but it's also an important part of feeling confident, of knowing where to go. Okay, so here we have the English and Spanish equivalents. It would be good if you could listen to this lesson in little parts where you can pause it, not look at the screen, and just literally turn away from the screen and take notes of, am I understanding the Spanish words like this kind of where am I going? Or I'm not understanding anything. I'm going to watch this video twice, looking at the screen and looking at the translations as Emily's typing them out. And then I'm going to go back and watch it again and not look and try to do it again, depending on your level and what you need. There could be different ways of working out how to make the most out of this recording here. I hope that helped, and I hope you can find lots of other maps online to use to get some guidance with. Muchas gracias y nos vemos en clase número 9. So I will see you in the next recording, number 9. Adiós. Muchas gracias.